Oh. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Reality, the truth, the pure consciousness, the Atma, the Paramatma is our natural state. What is natural? That which is effortless, where no effort is required. So when we talk of realization, that I want to self-realize, and self-realization is your natural state, and what are we doing? Putting efforts to realize. How do we put efforts? By thought, word and deed. Should we not put efforts? As long as you feel you are an individual, you must put efforts. But understand that the realization is your natural state. And till that happens, till then you put efforts. You know you cannot make sleep happen, but you put efforts to go to sleep. And what are your efforts to go to sleep concluding in? They are concluding in effortlessness. So also on the seat of meditation, so also in thought, word and deed, so also a blueprint of your entire life should be, your journey of your life should be in such a manner that from efforts to effortlessness. Otherwise we'll miss the plot. From doing we have to go, we have to non-doing, we have to undo everything. See, and where is all activity taking place? Yes, you can say activity means movement. Where is movement taking place? If you take a large view of the totality of your experience, the movement is taking place from waking to dream, from dream to sleep, from sleep to waking, and sometimes in between samadhi. Actually samadhi is happening many times, but you want to put efforts and go to samadhi, so I said a few times samadhi. You are spending, you don't know, but actually in your entire waking, dream and sleep, you are spending more time in samadhi than in relations, possessions, manasa and activity at the level of manasa, vacha, kaya. You are not spending so much time in the world doing something. You are spending more time in your natural state, in the samadhi. But you don't recognize that. That is the problem. For that we come to the scriptures, There also then we want to do meditation. So understand that, and where were we putting efforts? We are putting efforts consciously only in the waking state. Only in the waking state, consciously. In dream, you are putting, but unconsciously, involuntarily. But here, the ego thinks that it is putting efforts voluntarily. Actual truth is just as all activities in the dream are taking place involuntarily, you are not exercising. If you look back, that yeah, dream happened and everything is happening there. So also in the waking state, all activities are happening. Unnecessarily we have taken ownership of the activities and created a load on our head that I am limited and I want to realize. But it's okay. Keep that as the goal. So all your efforts must lead to this knowledge. This must conclude in this realization. See, yesterday in Bhagavad I told that the 4th chapter talks about developing a vision wherein activity and inactivity are complementary to each other. They are coexisting. And Waker is addicted to all activity. Recognize all activities happening at the equipment level, nothing to do with you. Just as sun is not affected by the day and night, you also be undisturbed by the appearance of activity or no activity, appearance of waking, dream or sleep. Remain untouched, remain indifferent, remain as the illuminator, unagitated. So Jnaneshwar Maharaj says, living at the level of doership, living divorced from our natural state. Can we be divorced? No. But you are, as an individual, you feel you are divorced from a natural state. That's why you are seeking the truth. So living divorced from the natural state that we are and accepting this waking world because of the waking body to be real is also nothing but another sleep. And what is sleep? Where we are ignorant of our essential nature. Where we are ignorant of our essential nature, the natural state, the Atma, the conscious principle. We are ignorant. In other words, we are sleeping. We are sleeping to the truth. We are under the veil of ignorance. In the deep sleep, the veil of ignorance is absence. And the veil of ignorance in the waking and dream is the objectivity, thoughts. And why they have become the veil? Because we have given them importance. We have given them the sense of a reality. See. And this is what the sleep of the jiva may terminate by the awakening statements of the scriptures, but this arrival of the waking state is yet another form of sleep. So we have got caught in our own maze, and that maze is caused due to thinking. That maze is the maze of activity and activity is the sattva rajas tamas, and that is happening at the manasa vacha kaya level, and we have taken ownership, and once we take ownership we get caught up in it. We are unable to see ourselves as separate from it. So important point for today is, whenever we come to the seat of meditation, be clear of the goal. Efforts must lead to effortlessness, and not only on the seat of meditation but everywhere in life. Everything that is happening, if you feel you have to do something, that doing must lead to effortless abidance. If you're speaking, you're acting, you're thinking, if that thinking leads to effortless abidance in the self as the self, then thinking is productive. But if it keeps you in the loop of ignorance, past, future, I want this, I want that, in the loop of differences, that I am other than them, that reality is very difficult to attain, to realize, you will remain in the loop of the words. You have to shoot out of the loop of words. So initiate healthy thinking, which concludes in itself. It concludes in itself. And be happy. That is what this chapter in Amrit Anubhav is going to use. It is going to use the speech and how from efforts we can come to effortless abidance. And there they are talked about Vaikhari Madhyama Pashyanti Para. Vaikhari is that, the cross speech is that, where the thought of the object and the object of the thought. For example, this is a water bottle. So, thought of the object, this bottle is a thought in my mind, and the object of the thought is the bottle itself. The word is in the mind and the object is outside. There is difference between them. This is Vaikhari. When we come to Madhyama, this is the gross world. Everything is separate from us. When we come to Madhyama, Madhyama is at the throat level, in the Kant Coop is hollow, and there the thought of the object and the object of the thought, that is thought of the bottle and the bottle, both are in the mind only. There is no difference of gross and subtle, name and form. Name also is in the mind, form is also in the mind. Here it seems the name is in the mind and the form is outside the mind. And in the Pashyanti, which is the heart level, which is the causal state, there the thought of the object and the object of the thought, both of them are in unmanifest state, and if we remain awake, alert, vigilant, conscious of the absence of the thought of the object and the object of the thought. So we are thinking of bottle, the name is in my mind and the bottle is outside. Or you change it from bottle to Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya is in my mind, the picture is outside. Then looking at the picture, the eyes close. The sound of Om Namah Shivaya is in the mind and the picture is also in the mind. And as you keep chanting, if your attention is clear that efforts must lead to effortlessness, then slowly the Om Namah Shivaya as well as the picture of the form of the Lord, that will all both merge into each other and they will become unmanifest. When they become unmanifest, two things happen. Either you go to sleep or you go into meditation. Don't go to sleep. For that you have to be alert. For that we have to be alert. We have to be so alert that we are watching the mind dissolve itself into its source. And how do you know there is mind? Nobody has seen mind. We only know there is a mind because there is a thought. So we are watching the thought dissolve itself. And when the thought has dissolved into Pashyanti and we are still awake, then what is left behind is pure consciousness. That is the para. This is the technique that has been given by Jnaneshwar Maharaj for our benefit. Majority of us, we lose the plot of life in duties, in social responsibilities, in environmentalism, and nothing wrong with that. But don't lose the main purpose of life. Main purpose of being born a human being is to recognize that you are essentially divine, all pervasive, one without a second, and this entire universe is pervaded by you, and the entire universe is within you, and yet you are independent of it. This should be our focus. All of our efforts must lead us to this point. And if that is happening, even in small doses, grace is flowing on. Because you are all yourself of the nature of grace, imagining you need grace. Not as there is nothing. Let's leave it at that. Our essential nature is only made up of grace, or it is grace. So, reclaim within this life. Reclaim. For that, little bit of courage is required, regularity is required, regular application is required. That's why we come together every morning, every Sunday morning. So, don't initiate anything after having listened to this last 10-15 minutes. The contemplation will automatically go on. Your goal must be clear. As long as I am thinking that I am meditating, I am putting efforts. They must lead to effortlessness.